this is so clear. Oh my gosh, this is clear. That's crazy. Hey, it's vrlink here, and VR just got real. In today's video, I'm going to show you a VR headset that I hate, but not for the reasons that you may think. This is the Varjo XR-3, and honestly, this headset has the best resolution I have ever seen. This headset actually had a better resolution than the TV I was watching the screen capture on. I've never experienced anything like this before. Usually it's the complete opposite way around. And I know what you all may be thinking. If this headset is so amazing, then why do you hate it? Well, that's simply because I cannot afford it, and I don't think you would be able to either. But I'll talk about the cost of this headset later on in the video. Let's talk about the specs. Now, as I was saying before, the XR-3 has the best resolution I have ever seen. And that's because the XR-3 has something coined as human eye resolution. And the way this works is going to blow your mind, because this headset has 4 different displays. And this is what makes up what Varjo calls a bionic display. It has 2 large screens for peripheral vision, which is 2880 by 2720, and 2 smaller micro OLED displays, which are 1920 by 1080. Now, the smaller OLED displays fill the center of your vision. I know the micro OLED seems to have a smaller resolution, but it has an extreme pixel density, essentially meaning your eyes can't see any of the pixels, meaning the images you are seeing are smooth, just like in real life. The XR-3 also has a field of view of 115. So to compare, the Quest 2 has a field of view of just 89. And I use the Quest 2 as a comparison because most people have that, so you guys can base it off of what you already know. Even though this headset is from 2020, the technology that they have in this headset is now becoming current. So even though this headset is 3 years old, it's still largely up to date. And a perfect example of this would be its eye tracking. Adding eye tracking to any VR headset adds great potential. A perfect example of this would be foveated rendering. Foveated rendering concentrates rendering resources on the area of the display where the user is looking. So here is an example of just your standard VR headset without foveated rendering. So this would be something like a Quest 2. And now this is an example of foveated rendering. It's a little bit exaggerated, but it's just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. As you can see here, foveated rendering basically emulates how you see in real life when you're focusing. Foveated rendering mixed in with human eye resolution levels up VR immersion, and it's something that no other VR headset has. But let's talk about human eye resolution later on in the video. The XR-3 also does mixed reality, and it accomplishes it with ultra low latency. Plus, you have all that mixed with LiDAR and a 12 megapixel RGB camera. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the pass-through wasn't all that great, and I think that might be because I just tried out the XR Elite, so I was going from a 16 megapixel RGB pass-through to a 12 megapixel. And in case you have the Quest Pro, it has the same megapixels as the XR Elite, so you can base it off of that. I also do want you all to keep in mind that this was actually released in 2020, so it was top of the line when it did come out. Now, like I said before, it does have a LiDAR sensor, which makes the depth sensing amazing. In my demo, I was able to get inside of a car and put my hands behind the steering wheel. That's also because this does have hand tracking and is truly amazing. I know other VR headsets can now do this, but this was just done so smoothly. There was no warping around the hands or anything like that, and it didn't feel like the computer was trying to render you. It felt like you were actually there. And I also think this happens because Varjo does something completely mind-blowing with this headset. When you're in mixed reality in this headset, you can actually see light reflections and shadows. In my demo, I was looking at a car and they were turning on and off the light so I could see how the reflections worked. And all I have to say is that this is truly game-changing, because I've been in a lot of mixed reality experiences in my life, but I have been in nothing that has actually been able to mix the real world with the mixed reality. In my opinion, the small things like shadows and reflections is what actually makes you feel like you're in the real world. So you can bring that in to the mixed reality world, you're one step closer to actually mixing everything together. Also, I just think this is cool because they're rendering this in real time. And now I'm going to show you my favorite thing about the XR-3, and that's the human eye resolution. For me, the reason why my favorite thing about this headset is the human eye resolution is because it is the first time something in VR actually looks real, and I have basically mistaking it for something real. Human eye resolution is more than just good graphics. Sure, good graphics can make a game you're playing look really well, but it doesn't make it feel real. Human eye resolution gives your brain that feeling that the thing that you're actually looking at is possibly real and touchable. And this works because of the details you can see while in VR. For example, if I got close enough to a fabric couch, I'm able to see the little knits on that fabric couch. From my experience at least, human eye resolution adds a type of weight to the virtual reality world that makes it feel very similar to the real world. This is very hard to explain with just words. I recommend having an experience like this if you can, so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. The only thing I have left to say about human eye resolution is that it's the future of VR. But now let's talk about the price of the XR-3. So first of all, if you're trying to get the XR-3 as a regular consumer, you can't do it. It's only available for businesses. However, on the other hand, you can still get the Varjo Aero. But now, let's say you are a business. For one XR-3, it's going to cost you $6,495 plus tax. And let's say you're an organization that doesn't want the Varjo to be able to connect to the internet for security purposes. It's going to cost you even more because you're going to have to sign up for the Varjo subscription plan. So now, hopefully you can understand the title of this video. The Varjo XR-3 is an amazing device, but for most people, it's unattainable. My hope is that in the future, Varjo will be able to make an affordable design that will have everything the XR-3 has, and much more. And honestly, as of right now, I definitely see that happening. The XR-3 is now 3 years old, and technology has slowly been catching up to it. For example, a lot more VR headsets now have eye tracking, and they're a lot cheaper. The people at Varjo seem to really care about VR, so I would love to continue to see them at the top. Who knows? Staying at the top may include widening their customer base. So one day, maybe me and you will have a Varjo headset of our own. Well, we're now at the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have also checked out the XR-3 or somehow have one, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would really like to know so we can kind of compare notes. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It would really help the channel out. And if you didn't like this video, put the reason why in the comment section below and put a thumbs down. All of your inputs benefit the channel and help it grow. I'll be leaving a link to Varjo's website in the description below. If you have any questions or just want to contact me, feel free to put it in the comment section below, or you can follow me on TikTok or Twitter. Everything I mentioned will be in the description below. As always, have a wonderful day or night. Peace out.